Hello everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Destiny video. Today I am doing my breakdown on the AT-ST. It's a legendary card from the Awakening set. So we're going to take a look at the card and take a look at the die. So this is a support, it's a vehicle. It costs 6 resources, so it's fairly expensive, but it has a fairly devastating die assigned with it. So we're going to take a look at the die really quick. It has 3 damage, 4 damage, 5 damage for the cost of a resource, 2 shield, and 2 specials. And the special says discard a support from play. So if you roll a special, you can discard your opponent's vehicles or other support cards. You know, it gets rid of Millennium Falcons, it gets rid of TIE Fighters, gets rid of speeder bikes, and any other card that is a support that doesn't have a die, you can get rid of as well. So you're playing against, let's say, a power of the dark side deck, and you really don't like that your opponent has that power of the dark side card. That's a support, and if you roll the special on this AT-ST, you can get rid of it. We're going to talk about the cost here for a moment. So the cost is 6. However, you should always remember that you can override your other cards in the game. So let's say you put out a first order TIE fighter, and then you draw your AT-ST, or you already have it in your hand, can replace the TIE fighter with the AT-ST and only pay the difference between costs, which would be 3. So you could get, like I said, get the TIE fighter out in a later turn or later round, turn around, pay 3 resources, and replace the TIE fighter and get access to this die. And this die, like I mentioned, I believe in my General Veers video, works very well with General Veers because he can remove his die to change a support die to, or to whatever side he wants. So he can put it on the 5 damage side. If you have a resource, and you can just resolve it. Tactical Mastery works well with it. Probably one of the best cards in the game. You just have to have a red character, and then you get to take 2 additional actions. So, like I mentioned in Veers, you can use play Tactical Mastery. Use Veers' ability to put this on the range damage side, and then resolve that range damage. You're still going to have to pay the resource cost to resolve the 5, but you can still resolve 5 of it. And also, damage does stack, so you can resolve all your range damage at once. I'm not sure if you can do that on with Veers' ability or not, but when you go to your one of your actions is to resolve dice. So if you have, let's say, the 4 range damage side on this, a 1 range damage side on somebody else, and a 2 range damage side on something else, he potentially resolved this for 7 damage. So 4 from this, 2 from the other thing, and 1 from the other die as well. So yeah, the AT-ST is very devastating. Like I said, it does cost a lot of resources, but you're probably going to be using this more to actually um, replace an existing upgrade. This also goes well like in a Finn and Poe deck, because you use Finn. He has access to red villain weapons and vehicles, so you can put the AT-ST in that deck. And then you could use Poe's ability to, like I mentioned in my Poe ability video, to discard the AT-ST, put its die on whatever side you want, and then resolve it. And then again, you do have the ability to pay that resource cost to bring it into play with that. But based on what you can do here, you can just use Poe to do like very quick damage with it. So this is ability, put this out, do 4 damage, get it in your discard pile. And if you have a location or a way to pull stuff out of your discard pile, you can pull this back as well. So it works well with Finn and Poe. It works well with General Veers and possibly Jango Fett if you're running that deck. So there's definitely a lot you can do with it. The one downside is, of course, the resource cost. So you probably are going to want to get a cheaper support out there first and then replace it with the AT-ST. But that's going to do it for this video on the AT-ST. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you again with the next card in the set, and we'll be doing a video on that as well. So, again, thanks for watching, and take care.